everybody, my name is Jonathan and welcome to Bearly Unboxed with part 2 of X-Men 97 action figure reviews. So it took a while to get the figures to do this video because I was waiting on Cyclops to arrive and he finally arrived. And now I did order him from Amazon, and the other ones that I have, I actually found in Target a while back. I found Nightcrawler at Target a few weeks ago. Bishop is from the first wave, whereas Nightcrawler's from the second wave. And I've had him a while, I just haven't opened him yet. And the same thing with Magneto. So those two are from the first wave. Cyclops and Nightcrawler from the second wave, and we even have the Titan series Sentinel figure, which is a really good size, I think, to go with the Marvel Legends figures, but it also works with the smaller X-Men 97 figures as well, which I think is what the intention might have been with this one. This one I ordered from Amazon, and it's actually on sale. So they still have it. You can order all these figures currently on Amazon. I just checked. Some of them you can still get from Hasbro directly, from Hasbro Pulse, because that's who makes these. But let's get into these and take a look. Now we're going to start with Bishop. I absolutely love the way this Bishop figure looks. I think they did a spectacular job on his overall look. I really like the new short hair look for him. I think it's very cool. So this is from the first wave, where you could also get these other 5 figures. And we did open Storm, Rogue, and Gambit in part 1, and we also opened Wolverine in my Deadpool versus Wolverine video, which I can put links to both those videos in the description, and then you can check those out. So when I was opening these in the last video, I figured out that they actually can be kind of split open at the bottom here. Yeah, so if you pull from the bottom, it just folds open and you can pull the figure out so easily. I mean, his pieces weren't even held in with any sort of tape, so that's kind of cool. Oh, I did want to show you his barcode, so if you want to look for him, there is that. Because I honestly don't know where you would get these outside of the US, so definitely having that barcode will help with that. Okay, so he was not held in with any sort of tape or rubber bands or anything, and here he is straight out of the packaging. He looks pretty awesome. He does have a holster around his arm, and I believe that is removable. Maybe. It looks like it is attached, but you can probably remove that. He also has this bandana, which is also attached to the back, it looks like, but the head will move to the right and left. It goes up and down. Not very much up, but he can look down. He does have the pinless double jointed elbow and the pinless double jointed knees, so you can get some really dynamic poses like that. He does have the twist here where the boot is, and the feet also go up and down. They're sort of on a ratchet. They kind of like ratchet, which I had the same thing with the Rogue figure, and it was making it really hard to get her to stand because she's a little top heavy with her hair. And these, of course, do have removable hands because he does come with 2 trigger hands. So here's what that looks like. And that is so he can hold the gun. So we're actually going to go ahead and we will take one of these hands off. They just pop right off. And they do have the cuff for the glove is separate. So make sure you don't lose that when you're doing this. It's very easy to lose those small parts. And then here we can put his gun in his hand. Bishop is from the future, if you know about the X-Men. And he's always trying to come to the past to fix things. Time travel within the X-Men universe is kind of interesting because it doesn't necessarily create alternate dimensions or realities. It just sort of changes the current reality. And I don't know how that works, but that's how they do it. So there he is. He can stand. He does have also the joint in his torso right here. So he can get some poses with that. I will say the paint job on this is really nice. He does have the upper thigh articulation, and his legs can actually go out pretty far as well. So definitely very posable. They even painted the back of his leg. Like, that's pretty cool. And the joint is even yellow to match. That's kind of cool. That's molded plastic yellow. It's not painted, so it will not chip off. He does have the waist turn too. He has a lot of articulation. I mean, this is one of the newer style Marvel Legends figures, so they have like pinless joints and all that kind of stuff. Now he also can put his gun in the holster, and that way he can use his powers. He absorbs energy and redirects it out as plasma blasts. So very cool. Alright, so let's put his hands off to the side and let's look at Nightcrawler now. Nightcrawler was just recently in the most current episode as of me recording this video. This video will come out on Wednesday, so it'll be a new episode of X-Men, episode 6. Episode 5, if you know, you know, was very traumatic. I won't give any spoilers away in case you haven't seen it yet, but Nightcrawler was featured in that episode. So here he is. He does come with 2 heads. I will say the expression isn't even that much different, so I'm kind of disappointed that they didn't make him like have more of a grin or something on one. And he has just the 2 hands, and he does have his tail, and here is his barcode as well. And these are from the second wave, and we did open Jean Grey in the last video. I have not got Magneto. I don't know if I'm going to get that one. I've had a couple times where I found him in Target and just did not get him. I'm not a big fan of that outfit. I have yet to see these 2 in store. They are available online, so I'll probably have to order these 2 online. So there might be a part 3, I would say, to this video if I find those 2. And also, if they come out with more waves of these, which I'm pretty sure they will, considering how popular the X-Men 97 cartoon has been. It's probably been one of the Disney Plus's best shows as of late. Everyone has been loving it. Alright, so they did start taping in everything in the second wave, which I would gladly not have the tape. Yeah. And he also just popped right out without any sort of anything holding him in. Now, he also has all the pinless joints. And he also has the double jointed elbows and legs, which is really nice for him because he's an acrobat, so you can get some really cool poses that way. Like he's in mid-air, jumping, using his teleportation abilities. The one accessory that would have been nice for him is a sword. He often has like a pirate kind of looking sword. But he has all the same articulation as Bishop, including the waist and the ab crunch and the up and down movement. His head can look down really far and can look up pretty far too, which is nice. Now, let's compare the two faces. So here they are. I think I like this one a little better. I think he's supposed to be sort of just smirking. Yeah, I guess that's kind of a smirk. So let's try the new head, or the alternate head. Now the heads usually just pop right off, and that one popped on really well. Alright, so there he is with the more grimacing face, which I think I like that better. Now, he does have his hand to where it looks like he could hold something. So if you had a sword from another action figure, which I do have another Nightcrawler figure from Marvel Legends who did come with a sword, he could totally hold that. And then he also came with, let's see if we can get him to stand. He also came with these two fists. And he only has 2 fingers and a thumb, so it's pretty cool. And we'll put all that over there. And let's try to get him in kind of a cool little crouching pose. His tail is also posable, but it doesn't bend or anything, which is kind of disappointing. But, you know, the rubber bendable like appendages like that can often break down over time, and the wire can break, and then you have basically a tail that doesn't really work very well. So I think it's probably they haven't been putting too much of an effort in Marvel Legends figures lately to give them extra details like that. So there, we got him to stand. The tail is actually sort of helping him stand up, so that's cool. Alright, so now we'll go back to Series 1 and we'll look at Magneto. Now this is his classic villain look. He only comes with 2 alternate fists. That it would be one reason I might get the Series 2 Magneto, because his head, he's not wearing the helmet, and I feel like that would be really cool to be able to put it on this body. So if I get Magneto, I will show you that in a future video. Oh, and there is Magneto's barcode if you need it. So I really like the way they did these packages, because everything just pops right out. And again, he's from Series 1 of these figures, so no tape holding his alternate fists in. And then the way he's packaged, his cape is actually through the back of this, so let's see. There we go. Alright, so his cape actually does have a peg on the back that goes into a hole in his back. His helmet is extremely shiny, which is actually kind of cool. And he has really dark paint around his eyes, so it looks like they're in shadow. I do really like the way they did that. That is pretty cool. He also has all the same articulation, the pinless joints, the double jointed knees and elbows. Very cool. I love these new pinless joints that they've been doing. He also has the ab crunch, and he does have his waist can turn. I noticed they do have a rubber piece right here. This is not connected to anything, and you can kind of see that when you turn his waist. That's kind of cool. Now, he also can be posed to look like he's doing his magnetism, so that's pretty cool, the way they have the hands posed. So I don't think we'll be putting his fists on, because I really like the way these look. Now, I do want to show a way that you can display these characters that fly. If you want them to look like they're flying, you can pick up this accessory at Target. I've seen them in their collectible section. So if you see these, they are made by NECA. They're called dynamic figure stands. There is the barcode for them, and you can see on the back that you can use them to make it look like your figures are flying. And it does come with a suction cup part, so you can even put it on a surface to suction cup it, like a window or a glass case that maybe you display your figures in, which I do have. All my Marvel figures are in like an IKEA glass case, but I normally just use the base for these. But here is what the suction cup one looks like. And it's interchangeable with the base. Alright, so when you take these out, you just assemble it very easily. It just pops right in, usually. There we go. And then it has this part that goes up, and then this part here clamps on to the figure. And they're really strong. You can either put it around the waist, which is a little difficult with ones that have a cape. But there you go. So you can make it look like he's flying. These, I think you can even get it to go around their leg, because they do have like little like teeth kind of things. There we go. That looks pretty cool. They do pop off. I think it's so that you can shorten it if you want to, and just have this piece and the other piece together. Oh, Nightcrawler, you fell over. So let's put Magneto over here. There we go. That's pretty cool. And put Nightcrawler there. Alright. I definitely recommend those. They are a little pricey, I think. I think they're like $12. So, I mean, it's like half the price of an action figure. But if you have figures that you want to make it look like they're flying, I definitely recommend picking one up. So, I need one for Storm now from my previous video. Alright, so now we're going to open Cyclops. I'm like getting all ahead of myself before I show you the barcode. So Cyclops apparently was being detained by the Sentinels, but we saved him. He was not easy to find for a reasonable price. Even right now on Amazon, he's going for about $10 more than the rest. And I honestly don't know why. I mean, overall, he's not a bad-looking figure, but I really don't like this face sculpt that they have on him. I'm going to change it to this one, mainly because the optic blast fits into this right here. But yeah, it's not the best looking face sculpt. His face to me looks a little too wide. I don't know what it is. It just looks like he has a huge jaw. It doesn't look like how he looks in the cartoon. I'll say that. So he has all the same articulation with the pinless joints. His joints, they're really stiff. So I'm not going to try to bend those at the moment because I might break them. You can warm them up with a hairdryer and then they'll bend very easily, and then once you do that, you shouldn't have problems with them sticking anymore. It'll loosen them up permanently. Just because right now, sometimes right out of the packaging, they're just stuck in that position because they put them together in the factory, and maybe there was some warmth that kind of made everything stick together. Alright, so here's his cool optic blast effect. It has like lines on that side and it's smooth on that side. And I'll show you without it being on his body, but this just... Here, I'm not sure which way it's supposed to go. That just fits right into the visor. So it looks like he's shooting the beam, which is pretty cool. And you can't do it on the visor on this one, this head that he has. I will say the overall construction of these figures is absolutely nice. Like, I really like the way they did the paint job on these. It's very kind of flat, cel-shaded looking, or not really cel-shaded, but just cartoon looking. Now, he does have the butterfly joints in his chest, so he can get some really dynamic poses. Now, he comes with actually 3 extra hands. He comes with an alternate fist hand for both sides. He has that. And then he also comes with one hand where it looks like he is using his optic blast, because he has like a button on it that he can tap to make it shoot, but he can also shoot it without that, so I'm not really sure what that deal is. Oh, I put it on the wrong side. It's his left hand. All right. There we go. And then he can look like he's getting ready to use his powers, which is pretty cool. Now let's try this alternate head. Alright, it didn't snap on like Nightcrawler's did, but it is on. Just a very snug fit. So that's pretty cool. You can make it look like he's shooting his beam up. Maybe we can even... Yeah. There we go. Very cool. Maybe he's attacking Magneto. Although I think in this situation, they're about to team up with Magneto to fight this Sentinel. So let's get the Sentinel out of the box. Now, this one was a little harder to find. I did see this when it originally came out last year, because this X-Men 97 show was supposed to have come out last year. It got delayed until this year. So the first wave of toys for it had already come out, and people had already bought them. But I think they made another, not another wave of them, but they obviously made the second wave, which is Cyclops and Nightcrawler. But I think they brought out more of the first wave because I've been seeing them available again, which is really nice for anyone who missed them. So this is cool because it has some artwork on the back. This is a good level or a army builder figure. You could buy multiples of these and have a whole army. And for now, they're only around $22. They're actually cheaper than one of these. And here is the barcode for that. And these are on Amazon. So the packaging for this is actually taped. Alright. It might be easier to open it from the bottom. I've noticed a lot of toys are like that, but okay, so he just came right out. No problem. There he is. Now he is being held in by some plastic fasteners. My arch enemy. If you watch any of my Rainbow High videos, you'll know those things, those plastic fasteners are used so much by MGA, the company that makes those. Almost too much. They're on everything. Okay, so packaging is just white, so that's nothing to keep, you know. So these figures do have the ability to do a split. That is kind of crazy. The legs do go up and down and to the sides, and the arms only go up that much. So they do not have a lot of posability because it is a Titan figure. The head does kind of swivel a tiny bit, but it mainly just turns to the left and the right. And then he has one fist hand and one gripping hand. I will say that the construction on this is a little hollow, but it still feels pretty sturdy, especially the legs. But the body part is very hollow. But I think the size on these is pretty nice. I think they might be a little bigger in the show. But there are different sizes of Sentinels even within the cartoon. So there you have him. It's a really bulky figure, I will say that. It's just I wish this wasn't so hollow feeling. But the paint job is really well done on the face and the little chest plate thing right here. So I don't know if we can get... He's so big I can't really get him that close to the camera. He does have red dots in his eyes. It'd be really cool if they lit up. Now, as far as Sentinel figures go, a few years ago, Hasbro Pulse released a gigantic Sentinel figure, and I actually did buy it, and I still have yet to unbox it. So I would love to do that in a future video. I thought about doing it in this video as a surprise, but it's so much work to unbox those giant figures, and he comes with lots of extra pieces and parts too, so I think he's going to take up a whole video. So today I just wanted to show off these figures, and I was using this as a stand. These I use as stands. It's actually a bin, but if you turn it upside down, you can use it as a display stand. And these are from Target in the storage department. I love them. I have so many of them. Alright, so we got Magneto fighting the Sentinel. And we have Cyclops firing his beam at the Sentinel. Nightcrawler. And no, Bishop definitely needs his gun if he's fighting the Sentinel. Very cool. So you'll have to let me know in the comments what you think of these. Do you have any of these yourself? Have you been watching the Disney Plus X-Men 97 show? I even found this really cool shirt at Target. It says New Adventures Spectacular, and it has it does have Beast and Wolverine and Storm and Bishop, Morph, Gambit, Magneto, and down here on this side we have Jean Grey, but this is actually Madeline Pryor Jean Grey. If you've watched the show, you'll know what that means. So let's bring in the other figures that I opened in the last video and see them all together. Alright, so here we have all the X-Men 97 figures that I've opened together, including Wolverine from the Deadpool vs. Wolverine video I did, and all the ones that I opened in part 1 of the X-Men 97. And I gotta say, seeing them all together just looks so amazing. I am really into these X-Men animated figures like this. I think they just look so cool to see. Now, you may wonder, Storm does have a lightning bolt effect, which she was not included with, which I find really sad, that they made a Storm figure and didn't give you a lightning effect for her. Or even an alternate head would have been nice with her longer hair like she had in the original animated series. That would have been really cool too. But the lightning bolt I have is from another Storm figure from the Marvel Legends line of figures, and she used to come with lightning bolts all the time. So if you have one of those in your collection, you can do the same thing. You can just borrow one for her, because she often came with two in the other figures. So but yeah, I think these figures are so cool looking. I gotta say, this is one of the best Magneto figures that they've made that's in this classic costume of his. So glad to have that. Love the Bishop figure. The Wolverine figure is nice too. Because he's short and stout. I mean, he just looks really cool. The Rogue figure, I will say, is one of my least favorite. I think her face is a little off looking to me, and she really has a hard time standing up. I'm surprised she's actually standing up right now. Gambit is amazing looking. Nightcrawler, I wish he would have had maybe a different face. Obviously Storm, I wish came with the lightning bolts. Cyclops, I don't like his original face sculpt. This alternate head they gave for him, I do appreciate. The Jean Grey figure is awesome because they have very few of her in this costume in the Marvel Legends line, and the one that they did have exclusive pack that came with Wolverine, Cyclops, and Jean. And it's a really nice looking figure, but it's so hard to find now. So I'm so glad they brought that out. Complete with the alternate head, which I don't have on her right now. I have her classic ponytail from the animated series. So anyway, I'd love to hear what you think of these figures. I think they all are just really good overall. Just wish they came with more accessories. So leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. And if you're not subscribed yet, please do subscribe and hit that bell for notifications, and you'll get notified every time I put a new video up, which is usually weekly. Sometimes even up to 3 videos a week. So thank you guys for watching, and take care out there. Love you guys. Bye.